Welcome to Secrets from the Saddle podcast. I'm Sylvie, your host, fellow cyclist, bike club founder, cycling coach, bike race junkie, just truly super passionate about cycling. My journey with cycling started 20 years ago when I opened a spin studio, started a women's race team, and founded a women's only cycling club called Cycle Fit Chicks. I'm super thrilled to reveal all aspects that make the world of cycling operate. I'm so excited to be able to bring you interesting people from around the world, pro cyclists, recreational cyclists, coaches, event organizers, bike shop owners, everything and everyone you need to know or ever wondered about when it comes to cycling. I know you'll enjoy this episode. All right, here we go. Welcome to another episode of Secrets to the Saddle, All Things Cycling Podcast with your host, Sylvie Dow. And we are going to talk about this. Someone always has to be last in an event. There's always the last person. And so the reason why I want to talk about this is because that's reality. And I have been last on a number of occasions, and the reason why I'm talking about this is that, and this is also like kind of part of a race report for Clarence Rockland Classic, which I just finished. And when I say I was last, like nobody was left in the parking lot. Like there was no food, there was no finish line, there was no one. Well, okay, there wasn't no one. There was a couple people left from the race organization. The commissaire was still there, and I had to make sure that I was not given a DNF because I hadn't come over the finish line, right? Like, I guess as an organizer, how can you pack up when you still have like a couple people left on the course? Because there was me and this one other guy, and I saw the van picking up the signs, and I'm like, you're really like taking a long time when, and this guy that rode in with me didn't have a Garmin and didn't have any map with him because he was following the signs until he saw me, and then we rode in together. So as a race organizer, a couple of things. Don't pack up until everybody has crossed the finish line, and and don't start taking down the signs until everybody's crossed the finish line. I get it. We all want to wrap it up and have things done and go home, but you have to respect the fact that there's still people out there, and that was me. I was me and this unfortunate other guy whose son signed him up, and he's never done an event before. He's just commuted. He just commutes every day to work and back. And so it's just me and him. And I had a feeling I had a feeling it was going to be one of those races. This is one of those kind of higher end events, Clarence Rockland, put on by Glenn Randall, who used to be a pro racer, and it's his 12th year, and I did this race, I want to say probably 11 years ago. It was either their first year or their second year, but it was a very long time ago. I haven't put their race on my radar in a very long time. And the thing is that, I guess if you're not going to be putting in like a 4-hour 120K, then you should probably do the 50K instead. And but I put in, like, I went there because I needed to do a training ride, and there's, I just figured that I'll do it there, and, I'll support the team that I've joined, which is Agawatts, and I'll ride a different course than what I'm used to, and I'd support a local race organizer. So, it wasn't it cost like $65, which wasn't bad. Pretty good deal, actually. But there's no food. Well, there wasn't any food when I came in. And I don't even know if they were giving out any food. But, that's always kind of nice if there is some sort of chow at the end. But you kind of know when you step on the start line that if you're not fairly fast, you're going to be dropped. And so, such that it is that as soon as we finished, as soon as we started, I was dropped. So not only was I last, but here's the thing. I'll give you one tip about racing or participating in events. If you don't want to be last, like, I don't think this would have made I don't think that this would have changed my outcome if I had, started further up in the race, like being closer to the start line. But the thing is that as the peloton, you want to be in the peloton because that's where it's safer, and it was effing windy, and I was at the back, and I basically stayed there and dropped off by myself straight away, like as we turned the corner onto the highway. It was fast, a fast start, and like I said, when you know some riders, and the type of riders are here. I mean, there are some like ex-pros in there, so it's going to be friggin' fast start, and you better get yourself close to the front if you want any kind of chance of staying in the peloton for any length of time. I mean, it was flat for maybe 3K, and then it went up a hill, and I think that's when everybody, it spliced off, everybody, the lead pack took off, and then it was everybody for themselves, basically, from then on. And that's kind of where I met, so I was riding with this guy, Ian, and really cool thing, he was training for Unbound as well. So he's from Ottawa, and he rode up alongside me. There was me and him and this other guy. I never got the other guy's name. But he's like, hey, are you training for something? I said, yeah, I'm training for Unbound XL. He's like, no way, I'm training for Unbound 200. And I'm like, oh my God, what are the odds of that happening, right? And so we were chatting until literally I had to go to the bathroom so badly. I was beyond when you have to go to the bathroom so badly, you're beyond yourself. That's all you can think about. And as soon as I saw a porta potty when we turned a corner, I just I've got to go to the bathroom. And that was I didn't even say bye. I was like, don't worry, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. And then I was by myself then on, which I was okay. Couple things. So I did the 112K, and if you look at the course visually, it's round and round, and you pass certain spots like 2 or 3 times, kind of little squares all over the place. And but the course was good. There was a really good balance of gravel and all kinds of different gravel to your cement or your pavement. And until the end. So the funny thing is that like literally my jacket, I am so glad I wore a raincoat because it rained from like start to finish. And it was like filthy. And then like it started really raining and it cleaned it all off. So, I mean, that's a really good jacket. I was like, it's bright yellow. And so it was like all black, like, or gray from the dirt. And then the rain just like washed it right off. And then we went through a section, I got dirty again. But in any case, love that jacket. So yeah, there were some times then. So anyways, the event was, it was basic, no frills kind of thing. And you know what? I think like for around here and from what I'm seeing from other places, it is kind of about creating an event, creating a destination, creating, something that people are going to want to hang out and stay at. And, when you have people who are last, like me, I was just sort of I'm like, okay, let's see what kind of end result are people going to hang out to cheer. Not this group. That's what I'm telling you. Like, you like go race, get it done, get podium, and leave. So that's where like it's kind of nice when you go to the States or go to some other event organizers. There's like a whole like culture and event kind of wrapped around it, and that's what's kind of nice. And then celebrating everybody who comes to participate in the event. So it is what it is at this time. And trying to grow events when you don't have like things like that in place, like the kind of atmosphere of having an event is kind of, it's kind of hard to market and keep those rolling. I mean, I think that Clarence Rockland has been in place because it's organized by Ride with Rendell, and they have a club and a team. So club and team participate and keep that rolling for that reason. And then we try to get more women involved. So that's kind of why I went, signed up, use it as a training ride. I was fully kitted out for Unbound, so all of my gear, all my water, just testing some different ways to carry my water bottles. But yeah, it's kind of, it's hard to grow when, there's nothing really wow about it. But I do like the fact that it's local, and it's important to support local events and local event organizers, because honestly, there's not much happening around here locally. So if we can keep those happening, I think that's super important. And wait for the last people. We paid too. So anyway, so that is my kind of race report. I was having some, oh, is this open? I was having some serious feelings of self-doubt with regards to participating in Unbound. And because of how I was feeling on my bike. And, you know, I've got to put those at the back of my mind and look for and be positive. And like I have the goal of finishing it. And that's what I need to think about. So there you go. I just want to put that out there because it's kind of funny. Because people don't do events because they're afraid of being last, or everybody has there's I would say like all the time. The thing is that somebody has to be last, and I think it's character building when you are last, because then, you know, you have things to build on. You know, what can you do better? How can you finish top quarter or finish in your category? You know, it's a build up to these types of things, and it doesn't happen overnight, right? And so I just want to let everybody know, because a lot of people are like, you know, you're so strong, you're so this, you're so that. Yeah, but I can come last to an event, and it's not humbling. It's kind of it was kind of real, and I realized, you know, I knew what type of race event this was going to be because it's the type of people who are attending it. You know, fast, ex-pros, you know. Anyways, it was good to see them all, because I haven't seen them because I'm not in the race circuit anymore. And now that I'm kind of joined a cycling club that does have, you know, a bunch of girls who do like to race, it's kind of nice being in that kind of atmosphere and environment. I won't lie. And it's good to be pushed and just, you know, have other people that are going to be there beside you. Anyways, so I hope you like this episode. If you've ever had this feeling of being, or have you ever been in an event and been last? Yeah, I'd love to hear your story. So please don't forget to follow on Instagram and YouTube. It really does help our channel. And also sign up for our newsletter at secretsfromthesaddlepodcast.ca. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you so much for spending this time with me on the Secrets from the Saddle podcast, learning more about sighting people, places, and things that make cycling such an exciting sport. I am so glad you stopped by today. Please leave me a review if you feel so moved to do so. I would love to hear your feedback. And if you could take 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would enjoy it, I would be forever grateful. Also, if you could please leave me a review if you feel so moved by going to iTunes and leaving me an honest thought and an honest comment, telling me what you think, and most importantly, tell me what you'd like to hear more of. It would really help me to bring more great, inspiring cycling stories to you. Until then, have an amazing day, make sure you ride your bike, and don't forget to visit my YouTube channel if you'd like to see the full version of this podcast live.